Welcome to today's episode of Bride and Joy. We are talking about a very close to my heart topic, and that is how you can dare to be you for your wedding day. There are so many examples of how you can do it, but there are also so many brides I speak to that go, I am so scared of not being able to follow this or that, or to please my parents, or to please my friends. And your wedding day should be you no matter how you twist and turn it. It should be an experience that you're looking back at and you go, oh my goodness, we had the best time of our life. My name is Amanda Costa Thompson and I am your host today. I am an international wedding planner. We plan weddings all over Europe, in Scandinavia, and we travel to create your magical day wherever our clients take us. Let's talk about a few different things on how you can dare to be you on your wedding day. And that can be anything from style to your personality to your vibe. How do you bring out your vibe in your wedding? First of all, you can allow yourself to embrace your style, which means what is it that you like? What is it that you like to wear? What is it that you like to do? This can be your decoration, your dress, your attire, what you want your guests to be able to wear. So remember, that also brings in a touch of personality to how you can create a very personal experience. And remember that this is your day and it can absolutely be done your way because it should represent your personality, your vibe, your tone, and how you throw your beautiful energy out into the world, because then that will transform back into the best vibe from your guests. And remember, when you are at ease, when you're having a blast, when you're having a great time and your guests see that, and I know I say this very often, but that throws back to you because that means that your guests are able to have the best time of their life because they can see that you're having a blast, and everything they want is that you're having fun. And when they can see that you're enjoying yourself, you're having fun, you're being present, then they really enjoy themselves also because that shines through. So when it comes to your personal style, I do suggest that you try and pick out dresses that feel like you, attire that feels like you, decor that feels like you. I also try and ask my couples, what is it that you like to do? What is it that you like to do when you have your time off? Because that's also a big part of who you are, not just work and travel and all those things. What is it that you like to do? Do you like to go get a cup of coffee? Do you like to go play football? Do you play with your kids? How playful is your wedding? How elegant is your wedding? And this comes from who you are. And when we are able to show your guests that when they walk in and it feels like you and it feels authentic to you, then that's when we've allowed to create a very personal touch, a very personal experience to you. So I do suggest that you think about flowers you like. If you like huge flowers in all sorts of colors, then maybe that can be an element that you bring. And if you love coffee, make sure you have a great barista there. If you love football, how can you incorporate football into it? And I don't mean having footballs everywhere, but there are so many elegant ways that you can allow your wedding to shine through who you are. And when you allow yourself to actually let those moments come through and pick your heads on ideas and what you like, then that really comes through in your wedding also. And say no to tradition if that isn't you. There are so many couples I speak to that say, oh, but our parents would really like us to. And I respect that. And I am super humble of allowing your parents to be a part of your wedding day and giving them tasks that they want, giving them the opportunity to feel as part of it. And I'm not saying, oh, they should book buses or they should do this. No, but giving them real tasks. It can be welcoming your guests. It can be being there for your first look. It can be welcoming the guests when you're walking into the aisle at the church and they can be there saying hello to everyone. It can be for your rehearsal dinner that they're there welcoming everyone, handing out a little fun element or a little program for the weekend. Whatever it is that they feel that they want to participate in, allow that to happen and to be part of it all, but also allow yourself to say, okay, they would like us to do X, but what do we really want? Are we okay with saying, we want fewer guests, or we want to have less florals, or we would like to do it in an outdoor ceremony and not have a church ceremony. And I remember myself also, I felt it was super scary to tell my mother that I didn't want to get married in a church. I wanted it to be outdoors, and she's very Catholic. And I thought to myself, oh my word, this is never going to happen. I was so scared of telling her. But then we figured out a way, and I told her, I was honest with her, and there's nothing else that she wanted more than for me to have the best day that I would have wanted to have, and especially doing it my way. So find a way that feels like you and feels authentic to you. And what type of traditions is it that you want to start creating? What type of traditions is it that you want to start creating for your family? Because remember, you're now starting your way, and one day, if you have kids, they will be looking up to you and thinking about, okay, how can I do this? Or what did my parents do? Or what do they want? And then you're going to be their guidance. So start thinking about those traditions now. What is it that you want to bring in? What is it that you don't want to have there? What is it that you want to exclude? And I'm sorry that I'm talking so fast, but I think this is just super fun theme because it really, really, really is close to my heart. I understand it so well when it comes to choosing things and trying to please others. I've tried to please others my whole life. I am no better than any one of you. And if there's someone that still thinks of pleasing others, it is in my job every single day. How can I make my couples happy? How can I make their parents happy? And that doesn't come from me trying to make them happy out of nothing. It means coming with that authentic, moving into how can I really incorporate something that they really, really love. I really put my heart and my soul into it. So, how can you incorporate something that is you, your way, your style, your traditions, your rules? Because that's what you are starting now. You're starting your family, you are moving into creating that element that is you. Make sure that that happens already now. Many traditions don't suit every bride. Some traditions are wearing a super long gown. Maybe you're getting married in a very hot destination. It would be a nightmare to walk around in a gown that has like 5 meters or 10 meters of length to it. Imagine all that fabric, and maybe you want a short dress. Maybe you want to get married somewhere that isn't very hot. Maybe it's super cold. Maybe it's in an ice hotel. I don't know what that you is, but it just is so important that you start digging deeper into it, because it's so easy for us, especially girls, thinking that, oh, but if I do this, then hopefully they'll be happy, or if I do this, then hopefully that will please them, or I just wish my guests to be happy. Your guests, and I will not stop saying this, your guests will have the best time when you are having a great time. And if you're walking into your wedding day and it feels nothing like you, you've put on a dress that you don't like, you found a venue that you were okay with, you half chose everything, it's just not going to feel as great. And why would you want to do that to yourself? So go ahead, either book a team. We're very happy to help you if you need help with anything when it comes to your wedding planning. But what I mean is that either take the time to start digging deeper into what it is that you love, or hire a team that can help you find out who is you and how can you bring you to life through your days of events, through your personality, through being able to allow all your guests to have a blast of a time, because that's what it's all about. I mean, I'm an old dancer and I love, 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 love a celebration. I love a party. And make sure you book a team that know how to party and know how to create celebrations. And I mean that with a huge C and with big block letters, because having a team that is there for you on your wedding day, that has your back, that knows that everything will be running smoothly. Yes, there are always things that happen. We work with live events. I remember we had the father of a bride once, and he came to me and he said, oh, I forgot the speeches and the documents that I had for my speech. So we had to postpone dinner for another 15 minutes because it was another 10-minute ride in a golf cart to go allow him to get it picked up. We had someone pick it up for him, of course. But, it's all about, we work with live events, we'll make everyone happy, we'll make everything run smoothly. You won't notice that that's happening, but things happen and we're there to take care of it for you. So you just need to try and figure out who you are and what you want, and we'll intertwine it and orchestrate it for you. And there are many that come to me and say, oh, but I don't want these games and I don't want this. And you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to do what other people do. And I remember I'd only been to one wedding before my own wedding, so I thought I had to do it the way that they did everything because that's the way you do a wedding. Absolutely not. And I'm here to tell you every single day of the week that a wedding should be your way, your personality, and no other way, because you will regret it for the rest of your life if you do it that way. And when it comes to the big question about your dress, there are so many that come to me and go, oh my goodness, and they go round and round and round of trying to figure out the right dress. And I have WhatsApp messages from my brides and they go, Amanda, I don't know what to think about. I don't know do you think this top is better with that one? And we go several rounds. I join them on when it comes to their dress fittings, and it should be an experience, but it should also be go with your gut feeling. If you have a dress that's a bit over your budget or a bit more than you were imagining, but it really makes you feel like, oh my goodness, $1,000,000, then go for that dress. That is the one that you should go for. No other option. Nothing needed to be said. And it's so easy when it comes to your wedding dress to get caught up in other people's opinions. Will they like this? And what do you think? And what do you think? And be careful and be very mindful of who you bring to your dress fittings, because people will share their opinions if you let them, you know? And if it's your girls that you've known your whole life and you love them and they love you, they just want to see you well. Same goes with your parents and your mother-in-law. But then you have people that don't necessarily think about these elements, but they do share their opinion, and you don't want them to share their opinion, but then they do, and you're unhappy and it makes you sad. So really, when you're standing in that dress, try and see if you find a gut feeling, because that is what you should go for. That is you. That is what is authentic to you, and that is what will come in and bring your personality into your wedding day. And that can be a fun, short little dress, or it can be a long one, it can be a sleek one, it can be anything you like. But it has to be you. It has to be you, because if not, it's just not going to be as fun. So my tip when it comes to your wedding dress for you to be more you is pick the one that feels like you. And it's so easy to say because it's like, oh, this feels like me and this feels like me and this is beautiful. But no, there will be a feeling at some point that leans you into one. And it might be, I like the top of this one, but I don't like the undergarment to this. I would like another skirt. I would like another fabric, another layer, or another tone. It could be you're trying a very, very white version and you would maybe want it to be ivory. These are the elements that pop in that can help you in making that final choice. All in all, it's all about you trying on a dress and finding a feeling, not looking for it, allowing it to come and listen to it, and you go, okay, this is it. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, and give yourself that boost of self-esteem, because that's exactly what you need. And I know I have stepped into saying, okay, choosing a halfway location that you were maybe not as happy with. Yes, maybe, but that's not the way you should do it. If you love art, why not choose an art gallery? If you love the outdoors, why not have your wedding outdoors? If you love a church, if you love the idea of a church, if you love the church room, why not have a wedding dinner in an open outdoor church in Tuscany? Why not have a very cool candlelit ceremony, maybe in a dark church? There are so many options, and I love sharing ideas on this, and I love sharing ideas with our couples on this. I get very excited. But really, if you're not looking for tradition, or if you're looking for a venue and you haven't found it yet, I would like to encourage you to try and look at a few offbeat venues like vineyards, historical buildings, or other places that have significance to you. For example, for us, it was very easy to choose where we wanted to get married because it was a location that my husband has been to his whole life. His family's been there for generations. It's a very personal location, and it's an island outside of Norway where we go every summer. Our kids will have their life there because it becomes part of the family. So it was so special for us to be able to have a wedding there. If you have a location where you can set up a Sperry tent, that you can set up another venue, or bring something in where you can have it in your garden. Maybe you just bought a house and you want to have 6 to 10 guests in your living room. That's amazing. Do it that way. The important thing is choose a place where you feel a connection, that feels like you, that feels your vibe, and where you are connected to that environment. There is a link between us and what we choose and our surroundings. And as an architect, I always believe that we should never come in and throw in a lot of things. We should always tailor and create to the venue, to the location, to the vibe, so that fits the vibe and that brings in a very special experience. And that is what gives that very personal touch to your guests. And the fun part is when you start incorporating these personal touches. It can be a very special song, it can be food from where you come from, it can be a family recipe that's being served, it can be a snack that you have. It can be very special rituals. It can be something your parents did when they got married. It can be small elements throughout your design. It can be your initials. It can be something that's printed here and there throughout your napkins, throughout your wedding stationery. It's all those personal touches and all those little details that are you. Like, for example, if you love tennis, maybe there's a tennis racket. That was maybe a bad example, but you get the idea. Maybe there's something that's implemented through what you like, what your partner likes, and that's throughout all the details, and your guests experience that. And those little things, they really do matter. And we all know that hair and makeup can be challenging, and I know many brides feel this and think about it because you want to feel you. And some people are, Amanda, I don't wear a lot of makeup and I'm so scared of them putting too much on me and I'm not feeling like myself. Then you have it the other way around, where people love to wear makeup every day and they're scared that the eyeliner that they put on will not be thick enough. And these might seem like, oh, they're just like small little details, but really, our face and how we put makeup on ourselves every single day is how the world sees us and how we see ourselves. So if someone comes in and they put on makeup and they style you in a way that doesn't feel authentic to you, you're going to feel like a nightmare. And I would never let that happen to you. Go have a trial. Feel confident in telling that person, I do not like the shadow underneath here, or how you've expressed this, or how you've put in this, or how you're doing that lip liner, and tell them. Make sure that you're being very specific with what you're saying and how you're explaining it to them, because then you can have another trial and you feel confident in what your choices are and how you've decided to do your makeup. And I remember myself, my sister suggested, well, you're having an outdoor ceremony, why don't you incorporate flowers into your hair? And I had myself thinking, oh, but then what will people think? Like, then they'll start thinking that, I don't know, that I'm trying to be someone, that it might look tacky. I don't know. So then I decided not to. And I regret that. How cool wouldn't it have been to have had several flowers throughout the hair in different layers? And then I remember I went to a wedding, and then a friend of mine got married. I think it was a month after myself, and she had gorgeous flowers in her hair. And I hadn't even said anything to her. It was funny. This is many years ago. And she had these beautiful florals in her hair. She had done her hair in a bit of a different style. And I thought it was so cool that she had dared to do something that was a bit non-traditional in her hairstyle. And it was embroidered, and it was just super beautiful. She looked, and it was a wonderful wedding, by the way. But long story short, feel confident in choosing something that feels like you. And if you're falling for an idea of, oh, I have short hair and I would maybe want this, or I have this, I would like to do this, then try and incorporate those things into your wedding, into your style, into your design, into your hair and makeup, whatever that is. And if you want something that's visible to you, like a tattoo or a makeup or a different color to your hair, then allow that to show if that's what you want. Don't feel shy about who you are and what you love. Embrace it. And don't be afraid to break fashion rules. Don't be afraid to break fashion rules. I mean, weddings, dresses, attire, there is a world out there without a shadow of a doubt. But there are so many interesting wedding dresses that have come to the market the last years, and it's from blooming, beautiful, stunning wedding dresses in layers and layers to silk, to long, to short, to strong colors, you name it. What I'm trying to remind you is that if this is something that you feel that you would love and not have that white dress, go for it. Really, it's all about being you. And when it comes to you daring to be more you on your wedding day, all in all, it really is about you having a gut feeling about something that you like, wanting to incorporate. And if there is a voice that comes to you and says, "Oh, I don't know, I'm scared, I don't know if I should go with that choice, but I really love it," go with it, embrace it, allow it to be part of you, allow it to be part of your wedding day. It will give you the best feeling, and you will be surprised of how many people are going to think your ideas are so cool and have a huge respect for you for daring to go out of the box and just being yourself on your wedding day, because that's what it's all about, celebrating your love, your way, with your style, with your feel, with your vibe, with your wonderful personality, and allowing your beautiful light to shine. This day should really be about who you are, not who you're trying to be. It should reflect what you love, what your passions are, your love to your partner. And when you allow that authenticity to shine through, you're going to have the best day of your life. So dare to include what brings you joy. For example, if you love disco music, allow it to be part of your wedding day fun. If you have some sound regulations, if you want to have things outdoors, especially when it comes to Tuscany, places in Italy, places in Spain where you have a few sound restrictions that can be a bit different, or you have to move inside by midnight, then what about just incorporating headphones? Having the DJ allowing you to have your party through headphones. If you take them off, it's completely silent. You can party all night long, but if you put them on, you can enjoy it all night long outdoors. Same venue, beautiful, stunning, open sky, starry sky, and you get that vibe. So it's all about finding solutions. And in my mind, it's always about finding solutions and not about accepting a no. If there's something some of our couples want, we will go above and beyond to make that happen. I will find ways to make that happen. It's all about figuring it out for me. It's not about saying, no, that's not going to happen, or it's not going to be like this. You have to find your way. You have to allow yourself to shine through. Understand the vibe you're looking for, the vibe you want to go for, and plan it towards that. If it's grand, if it's small, if it's big, if it's large, if it's intimate, if it's personal, if it's a beach, if it's a cathedral, if it's a circus, I don't know what that is. But when you start making choices, when you start having open discussions at home with your partner, you will be sharing ideas, thoughts, questions that allow you to move to the next step. And while doing that, you will be intrigued on what opens up. And it's so much fun planning a wedding. And all in all, it really is saying no and being confident with saying no to the things that you don't want. And I know it can be a family member, it can be someone that you love that is very close to you, that are sharing their opinions very strongly. It can be a dear friend that's saying, I think you should do this. And you're saying, no, that's not right for me. That's not how I would want it to be. This is not in my gut right. And sometimes it's easier to not say no right there and then, and you can reply back and go, yes, thank you, I'll think about it. And then you can reply later. But my point with this episode is that you are allowed to have fun with your wedding planning and to make it all about you, and to allow yourself to shine through and do it your way with your personality, and allowing yourself to embrace what it is that you love and show what it is that you want to show, but allowing yourself to bring your guests into an experience, into your world of the fun and the love that you want to share on that wedding day. And I want you to tell yourself that it's okay. I want to be me, and I want this dress that way, or I want that venue that way, or I want the flowers that way, or I don't want any flowers. I don't want a bouquet. That's also fine. I want you to feel confident in the choices that you're making. And if there's anything we can help you with, I'm always here to listen. We're very happy to help. And if there's anything you would like to know more about, please jump into our website. It's linked down below. If you have any questions, send me a DM. And if you're interested in downloading our free checklist, it's linked down below. If there's anything we can help you with, we would love to give you a hand. And with that, I hope you feel confident, strong. I hope you're having an amazing day. And if not, make an amazing day for yourself the rest of the day. I wish you an amazing week.